welcome back.
Welcome back to the program, where this episode I'm taking a look at the Yuengling Hershey's collaboration. This here is their porter, Hershey's Porter. So this is one that I did review. It's a rare repeat review, I guess, whatever you want to say, that I do here on the channel. So I had this about 2 years ago for the first time. I have not had it maybe one time since. It's probably been almost 2 years since I've actually had the last one, because I've drank this a few times a couple years back. And I picked some up recently. I don't know, I just had a itching for some of these for some reason. I seen them and I was like, man, that's really pretty good. I should pick those up again. So that's what I did. And I saved one to review here on the channel. Actually, this is the first one of them. I haven't even drank the other ones yet. This is just the first one. Wanted to put one off to the side to review. Now, it did have a label up here, but they came off. It got a little wet and everything. Started peeling off, so I just tore it off. But you can see the artwork is still intact. It's got a little wet and bubbling up a little bit, but it's all still intact fairly well. I just like the Yuengling logo. And about, 15 years ago on a work trip, I was in Pottsville, Pennsylvania, and I was able to go to the old Yuengling brewery there in Pottsville, there in the mountainside there, and got a tour of it. Went into the cave area, into the side of the mountain area, saw all the old stuff. It's pretty cool. The old factory, the old brewery. And at the end of it, we actually got a couple of beers, and that was my introduction to the Yuengling lager, the traditional lager, and the black and tan. Those were my two samples there back in the day. So that was my introduction to Yuengling, and that was well before it was released in Ohio. Maybe like 5 years or so before it was released here in Ohio. Now Yuengling's pretty much readily available here in Ohio. One of my go-to light lagers is, I'm going to jump on a Yuengling if I want to pick up some light lagers that's somewhat decent tasting and had a great price point. This here, I want to say, was it $8.99? I think it was $8.99 a 6-pack, if I remember correctly. And I will use the Yuengling glass for this here. I can't remember if this is twist off or not, so I'm just gonna grab the bottle opener here and pop it off. Try to save the bottle caps for the bar anyway. So let's get a pour on this thing. So definitely got that dark, that brown look to it. Not producing much of a head. We'll see if anything does produce on this. Maybe a finger there. But it is just a frothy. There's some larger bubbles popping in there, but for the most part, it's just a frothy looking head here. Let's see if we can stir something up here. Nice color to it and everything. Definitely has that that Hershey aroma is already just floating around everywhere. Now there's chocolate stouts, there's chocolate beers that you can get, but just as I remember from a couple years back, the aroma on this, it's very much that distinct Hershey flavor. Yeah, I remember why I liked it back in, a couple years back when I had it last. It definitely is, no doubt, the Hershey chocolate aroma coming off of this. Maybe a little bit of, you get a little bit of that charred, chocolatey maltiness. But somebody that would absolutely, in my adult life anyhow, love to get the, because I was too poor as a kid, but in my adult life, the actual Hershey brand chocolate, there's just something about that that's just different than other chocolates. And I picked that up in here. Chocolate, charred maltiness. That's pretty much what you get on this thing here. Just a nice chocolatey nose. So let's get a drink on this thing. Yeah. Light bodied. I can't remember what the ABV was on this. I want to say it was like 6, but it's already posted on the side over here, so you guys already know it. But it seems like it's probably about 6. Light body. It's got that velvety, silky mouthfeel. This particular one, I get a lot of chocolate right up front, and the chocolate actually carries all the way through the palate. Once it hits to the back of the palate there, I get almost a little bit of like a darker, richer chocolate. Yeah, I remember this had a really nice chocolatiness to it, and it does. Um, if you have like people that don't like porters in your life and you want to introduce them to that type of stuff, even the aftertaste is a nice chocolatiness there in my mouth. Because this isn't a crazy porter by any means. Fairly easy drinking and just enough familiar that just a chocolatiness that's familiar to probably most people would probably makes it very drinkable. And it's still good. I got 5 more of them in the refrigerator in there. I have no problem drinking them here this winter. I can't remember what I scored this last time, but palates change over time. Right now, for me, this is every bit of a 4 out of 5, and every bit of a 4 out of 5. You could probably even go a little bit higher. Really, it's easy drinking. It's silky smooth. The aftertaste is to me, it's just chocolatey. It's just like dark chocolate aftertaste. Even as I'm talking, I can feel it. I can smell it. I can feel it in my mouth and smell it. My nose, as I'm talking, I'm just exhaling that scent out. Yeah, 4 out of 5. You probably had this before. Let me know what you think about it. Like, subscribe, comment. Check me out on social media. Hit that notification bell. Like always, thanks for watching.